My dudes, I am so excited. It is our first transfer special, end of season review in FM22. It should be a lot of fun, a lot of action, hopefully a lot of transfers. Get into it. Before we get into today's episode, why don't you go ahead and leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment down below. Well, guys, we finished the season in 12th place. We climbed 1 point higher than where we last left off. And, well, there was a lot of goals between then and now. A lot. Like 8, I think. No, I mean, way more than 8. Like, way more than 8, Brack. We lost 4-0 against Man United. That was really poor. Norwich 5-3. Zaha, Eze, Edouard, Boudier, Anderson, all getting in goals, which pushed us up into 12th place, as I mentioned before. So I'm happy with that. I think we've done good. You know, the board wanted us to avoid relegation. We avoid relegation and end up sitting almost mid-table. I mean, I'm happy with that. I think that was a really good performance from us. We got a lot of work to do, though. Mainly because we are going to lose some players this season. Let's take a look at expiring contracts first. Nope. Hey, what are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Gotta look at the season review. Goodness gracious. Let's take a look at that. Has it changed any? I don't think it has. I've only done one of them so far, and that was with my private save. Here we go. Looking off the top, Benkovic was the signing of the season. B+ for him, a 7.34. We purchased him for 2.4. Elise, a C+ on that, 11 million. Kind of surprised that it's a bit lower than what I was thinking. He put out a 7.28. Some guys that we loaned out. Conor Gallagher, 7, A+ on that. Like, I really want to bring Conor Gallagher back, but the last time I checked, Chelsea wanted an option in there to purchase him for like 58 million. Can't afford that. So we're going to try again, but it may not happen. Conor Gallagher may not be with the team. Boudier, a C on him. We did spend a little bit of money on him, 6.98. He turned up at the end of the season. Edouard, a C- on him. The board was really disappointed in this one. Well, you guys signed him, okay? I couldn't ever get him to work. He put out a 6.93. Yeah, I agree. I wasn't really happy with that. Anderson, a C- on that, a 6.87. Callan Chambers, they really hated that signing. But he played a lot for us. I mean, I get it. The value's probably not there, but I had to do something to get a right back that I trusted. Mark Gahey, a C+. Torre, a B-. Will Hughes, a C, who I wouldn't mind selling. Todd Cantwell, a C. I mean, we didn't spend a lot on him. He just didn't turn up, did he, at all? And then Adler, an A- on that one. So, that being said, we've got some work to do, my dudes. A lot of stuff that we're going to get into in a little bit. I keep trying to jump the gun. I want to talk about what we want to do to this team apparently really bad. Obviously, everything goes up this season. There's nothing on the thing, so everything we've made profit. Edouard, Zaha, Eze, Elise, and Radevald, all top-selling kits. That's how we lined up most of the season. They say this is our best 11. And I mean, like, I guess I could agree because I did play Benkovic a lot because him and Gahey never linked up this season. I would really like to get that partnership working and see what we can do with it. So we've got fans player of the season was Elise. Young player of the season was Benkovic. Signing of the season was Benkovic. Goal of the season went to Elise. Edouard was our top goal scorer with 19. Elise had the most assists with 13. Also, most player of the matches with 5. He had the highest average rating of 7.3. And most passes completed per 90 minutes was Anderson with 76. And we had some records get broke, it looks like. Edouard with 19 goals. Elise assist with 13. Gaeta with 9 shutouts. Elise with 5 man of the matches. Worst discipline was Luca. Naughty boy. Elise was the youngest goal scorer at 19, and oldest goal scorer was Tompkins at 32. So, yeah, there's the season review. It didn't really change much, did it? So, we've got our club vision. I want to take a look at this. They want us to play. I would really like to get that off. Can we keep trying? Can we keep trying? They want us to play counterattacking. Okay, fine. I'll take it. Damn it. So we've got to develop players using our club's youth system. I mean, we're not going to be around long enough to do that. They want us to play counterattacking football, sign players under the age of 23. They want us to sign players to sell for profit, work within the payroll, and minimum for 3 years or minimum 3-year contracts for first-team players next year. Once again, they just want us to avoid relegation. I think we can do that. I think we can do that in a little bit more. End of season meeting. We haven't done one of these on screen, I don't feel like, have we? I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, I am terrible with these. They're always awful. So we can avoid relegation. There we go. We got that one. Hey, that's what I want to hear. Everybody's happy. Talk about promises later. They're neutral about it. But we're going to go ahead and say, hey, we finalized that to get them back up. Great response. It hasn't changed, has it? I didn't expect it to. All this stuff. You know, we can go to Germany. It says Germany, but it says Austria up there. We'll go to Austria. We can do that. It's cool. Cool stuff. Nothing has really changed there. Elise wins English Players Young Player of the Year award. Good stuff for him. Hey, good job out there, my dude. You had a great season. Also, wins the goal of the season. Let's take a look at that. I don't remember the goal of the season. Do you guys remember this? Against Leeds? Not Leeds. This isn't us. I don't remember this at all. But we don't care about these, do we? Is this ours? Is this the one that he scored? Is this the one that won the thing of the season? This one doesn't look like a goal from us, does it? I'm skipping it. Here we go. This is the one that Elise won with. This was the goal of the season against Leeds early in the match. Kind of disappointing, wasn't it? You know, I was expecting something crazy. But anyways, congrats to that fella bringing in the awards. Good stuff. We've got a staff meeting that I'll take care of off screen. And now we've got to talk about this. There's some players, first of all, that's already leaving the club, that's signed pre-contracts. Nathan Klein being one of those guys. James Tompkins being one of those guys. So we've got 2 guys already leaving the club. Both of those guys can play right back for us. So we probably need to take a look at right back. Obviously we do, because we're losing Callum Chambers as well. So there's 3 potential right backs that we're losing right off the bat. We'll need to get a replacement for those guys. I'm looking at bringing in a starting right back, a backup right back, and maybe a depth piece right back as well to fill out that. And let's take a look at expiring contracts that we obviously are going to lose. So Gallagher, I'm going to try to reloan him in, but I'm not going to. I just can't do the paying for him. So it's went down to 29. But see, he's not interested in that. Not interested. He's not interested in a permanent deal. So we can't. Still not going to work out for us. Chelsea's not going to sign off unless there's a permanent deal for us. James Tompkins and Klein, we've already mentioned them leaving. But Tete's leaving. I wouldn't mind trying to sign him for 12.5 because, like, Matete done a really good job. He developed into a decent player. He's a 3-star player now. I think that we could have played him a lot more. I was a bit scared of the transfer fee that they wanted for him. So we may take a look at him and bringing him back at the club as a second choice striker. I'm going to give Edward and him one more go at it. I think Chambers, his ends, we've discussed that. Does Matthews' contract? No, Matthews. So in reality, we're losing a couple of loan guys and 2 players that we never played. But we do want to talk about some players that I wouldn't mind getting rid of. Some guys that I was disappointed with. We're going to start from the bottom, though. Joel Ward, he's wanting to leave the club, so he's transfer listed. There's a bunch of clubs in for him, but yeah, they're just sending really crappy offers. I'm going to be real with you guys. I was really disappointed in Zaha. Like, really disappointed in him. I was not impressed at all with him. He's a 3-star player for us now. He's 3-star potential. I may try moving him. I'm going to be honest with you. I was disappointed in him. Really, it was bad. I'd like to hang on to Schlupp. He's a decent backup for us. Nathan Ferguson, I know he's a 2-star player, but he did do good at times this season, and he could honestly be that depth piece at right back that we discussed. So we may not have to worry about getting a depth piece. We may just have to sign a starting right back and a backup right back. Matete, as a backup striker, I think he could be pretty good for us. And I think like if you get him and if Edward ever gets going for us, that would be a pretty good combo for us. He could come off on the bench as an actual member where we don't have to pay like 18 mil for him. Will Hughes, as a Derby fan, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I wouldn't mind selling him. I really wouldn't. He wasn't good for us this season. Binkovic I liked. I thought he'd done a really good job for us. Who else do we have? Then it gets to the defensive midfield players, and it's a bit tough, isn't it? Because, I mean, Radevald is better, right? Luka, he's getting a little bit old for my liking. So if an offer comes in for Luka, we may sell him. I don't think we'll try to sell him because it's going to piss off the entire team. But I do kind of have a backup plan if we do as a defensive midfield. Looking at players that are also wanted, Tyreek Mitchell, player that I really like. He wanted by Sheffield United and West Ham. We should be able to fend off Sheffield United. West Ham's going to be tough. Boudier is wanted by Sheffield United. Eze's wanted by Aston Villa and Wolves. Edward wanted by Southampton. Jack Butland wanted by Everton. Will Hughes wanted by Aston Villa, Sheffield United, and West Brom. So good news is there is some interest in him. Joel Ward wanted by a bunch of different clubs. I'm not going to read all that off. El Torre is wanted by Newcastle and West Ham. So there is some interest in some of our players, and I think that we can move on from some of these guys. Hopefully, bringing in our own brand of player that can actually press pretty good. You know, I do like to press. So yeah, I guess we'll be back when we have some action or when I find some stuff. We'll be back at some point, okay? Well, we have our first signing and some potential guys that I want to take a look at and see if I want to sign them too as well. There is some options out there that I'm considering. Up first, the person that we signed, Felix Paslak, right back option, formerly of Dortmund. We brought him in for 1.4. I thought that was a really good price tag on him. He's not played a ton. 5 appearances last year in the Bundesliga. Put out a 7.06. Like I said, he's definitely going to be a depth piece for us. He's a 3-star player right now. Hit the wrong button. 3-star player, 3.5-star potential. Like I said, his price tag was just too good. Taking a look at him, he's got a really good work rate, which I love. Teamwork looks good. He's got quick speed. He's got good pace. I think he's an overall really solid depth piece that we've brought into the club for a fairly cheap price that I think it's going to help out. Looking at the players, though, that I have considered bringing in, up first, I need to take this guy off. I need to remove him from the short list. He decided to go to West Ham instead of us. I did offer him a contract. But up first, a player that we have used in the past at Derby County. I'm debating bringing in Jens Kajust again. I really like this guy. I mean, he would be a really solid box-to-box midfielder for us. I believe he's got a good teamwork. Can slot into the defensive mid as well for us. Can play as right back even. He's a really just a versatile player that I really liked when we was at Derby. And if his price tag is around that, I'm scouting him again to see if that's what it's still around. We may make a bid on him. He's wanted currently by Fulham as well. So I think we should be able to beat them out. There was one other player. I'm also looking at David Brooks too because his price tag's pretty low for a right wing option. I think that we could bring him in. He can slot in and be a backup over there behind Olise for most matches and can fill in because we really struggled at depth at right wing, but I do like him a lot as well for 9.2. Our financial aspect is looking pretty good. We got 51 in the bank to spend. We're around 4 million under payroll right now, so we don't have a ton of payroll, but we do have some transfer budget to spend. And obviously, we still want to sell some players. I'm not 100% sure on who we want to sell. I know there was one other player, and I'm struggling to find him. And it's kind of tough right now. What was his name? It was this guy right here, Samuel Ricci, I guess. He'd be an advanced playmaker for us. I think he could come in and slot in above Boudier, and Boudier could move back to being a backup role for us, which in reality, I think that's what he needs. It's just this guy's price tag is pretty pricey. If we could get him below 20, I would be pretty satisfied with that, I think. I think that would help out a lot. He's a 3.5-star current player and potentially a 5-star player. He's resolute. I like him a lot. I think he's really good. Scouts rate him as an A+ rating. So that would help out the squad a little bit. Bringing in those guys, I still feel like we need to bring in another right back. I just haven't found a ton out there that I'm willing to spend the money. Obviously, Max Aaron's 63 mil. Tom Holmes, not really ready for this league yet, is he? He's another player that our scouts are rating pretty high. I know he's not really highly rated yet. Ben Johnson, another player that would kind of be behind Felix Paslak. I think if I'm spending above 10 mil on a right back, I would like him to come in and fill that role instead of being the backup to Paslak. But yeah, it's kind of been tough. It looks like John Joe Kenny, his contract is expiring. So that could be a depth piece that we bring in. I think it would be a low tier depth piece for us. I think we could do better than that. Like I said, there's just some players. A player that I tried signing in Derby County, Luke Oxford, he's kind of pricey too. I do like him though. I'm not considering signing him, but I do like him. So yeah, I still haven't offered out anybody. The transfer window literally just opened up, so we're about to start offering some of these players out. Klein, he's leaving. Just seeing who's all wanted by players. Tyreek Mitchell's wanted by Newcastle and West Ham. See if there's any more. Eze was wanted by Newcastle, I believe. They came in and said that they was interested in him. We got the email saying like, hey, you know, they're willing to spend X amount of money on him. Vinkovic is actually wanted by Brentford and OL. That's interesting. I'm trying to just see. Zaha still wanted by Newcastle. I mean, if they make a bid on him, guys, I think I would take it. I really do. Joel Ward, I do want to sell him. I do. It's just we haven't got the right offer in for him yet. There was one other player that I was interested in selling, wasn't there? Where is he? It's Will Hughes. Will Hughes is not wanted by anybody right now, but I think I may go ahead and transfer list him just because I just don't think I'm going to use him that much. If I could get that for him, Jesus, I would love that. We could bring in some money for that. That would be a big deal for us selling him for that price, wouldn't it? Well, all of the players that was future transfers, people that's contracts was expiring, they're now out of the club. We've brought in 2 more players that I really like, and I showed you one of them already. We're not going over that yet. Up first, a new right back for us, Caligari, I guess is how you'd pronounce it. He's a 4-star player already and a 5-star potential. I really like him. He looks good. Looks really good. He's a solid, well-rounded player. I do wish his work rate was a little bit higher just because I do like a high work rate. But really excited to get this business done. We paid $15 million for him. He's coming in from Fluminense from Brazil. I think that's a good bit for us. And then we spent another hefty sum here bringing in a new advanced playmaker that can be the starter, and Boudier can be his backup. I do like this kid as well. His work rate of 14, determination of 16, looks to be a solid player, a 3.5-star player already. That's a 5-star potential. I like him a lot. We spent 19.75 for him. People that have left the club, Nathan Klein joins Jordan James Thompson, he joins Copenhagen, and Joel Ward, he joins St. Pauli. So, yeah, we've done some business. I am looking at 2 more players. We'll go ahead and take a look at those guys as well. Taram Mafi, I've used this guy in the past. He turns out to be a solid player. He's really strong. I think he'll be a good backup pressing forward for us. Edward and him can definitely do a good business for us. I think they're just going to be really solid players in the future for us. So that does help lock up that backup striker. I wouldn't mind bringing another one in on loan, to be honest. I do like him. And then we're looking at this guy as well, a 3.5-star player, central mid, high work rate, ball-winning midfielder, can be our box-to-box as well. I like him a lot too. I think it's going to work out for us. I don't know if anybody else is under bid, though. I'm a little bit worried that we're not going to get him. As you can see, there's quite a few clubs, and we typically don't win these out. That's why we haven't done many frees. So far, it's been tough. It's been a tough go because the players that I want to bring in don't want to join the club or they sign with some other team. So looking at the team, obviously the striking position, we need help there. Edward and Toure can't just do it themselves. We're going to need a little bit of help. Toure probably honestly needs to go on loan if we could bring in another one besides Mafi. Right wing, I think we're fine at right wing. Elise, Edward, not Edward. Elise and Hughes can do that. Nobody's came in for Hughes. There's interest in him. Nobody's came in for him. We may try bringing in another player there as well. We just got to wait and see what happens with some of these other positions that we definitely need filled, because Hughes can play there as a backup as he did last season. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. Left-hand side, we got Eze and Zaha, and even Cantwell over there as well. So I think we're good there. In the midfield's been rebuilt a little bit this season. We got Ricky. I'm going to call him Ricky. That's his name for me, Ricky. We got him. We got him. Hopefully trying to bring in that other guy that we just mentioned as well. Will Hughes obviously can play there as well. We have Luca and Radovald can play there. So I still feel like there might need to be a little bit of work done in the midfield. Not 100% sure. The defensive midfield, we look good with Radovald and Luca there. I think Radovald's going to take over there this season. Right back, I'm happy with now. Calgary and Paslak. The center backs, I'm happy with as well. Anderson, Gahey, Binkovic, and Ferguson filling out those roles. Left back, Tyreek Mitchell and Schlupp can play there as his backup. Goalkeep, honestly hadn't looked at getting a new goalkeeper, to be honest with you. Gaeta, it honestly probably wouldn't hurt to take a look at goalkeeps to see if we can find one. It's not a top priority to me though, because I do believe Gaeta has at least one more year starting for us. But yeah, the squad's kind of coming together. It's like I said, this has been a little bit of a tough transfer window for us. Hopefully we can get it solved. Hopefully we can get some more players in. Hopefully these two new guys that I'm trying to sign come in. That would be ideal, especially the center mid. I think that's a big need for us. Mafi as well. I would really like to get him. He was good for me in the past. I think he can be good for me still. And yeah, we've started playing our friendlies. We played our first one, I believe. Our second, we played 2 so far. So the season's getting a little bit closer, and we need to do some more work, unfortunately. Whew, that was intense. Talk about sales that I thought it was a little bit less than what we wanted, but the contract was expiring at the end of the season, so we went ahead and done it. And talk about a signing that I did not expect. Oh my, wow. Let's go ahead and get it started. The first name that we're going to talk about, Zaha. He went to Newcastle. We sold him for 40 mil. He kind of peaked for us. He was 3-star potential. Wasn't going to really get any better. As you can see, the scouts only rate him now as a C-. So it's tough to see the thumbnail image, the player on the thumbnail image to leave, but we may have to update that for this episode. And wow, we brought in some other guys. We brought in Mafi, as I mentioned. He's a 3-star player. We purchased him for 8 mil. So that's good news. As you can see, his value already went up a good bit. We've already looked at him a little bit. 3-star player with a 4-star potential. I like this guy. I think he's a good backup striker for us and can definitely do a good job for us. After that, we signed Joel Bagan from Cardiff. Signed him cheap. He's a backup left back, a 3rd choice, maybe 2nd choice. Signed him for 5.5. I actually like this signing. He looks like a really good player. He's got, just a couple more training sessions and his attributes start climbing a little bit, and he looks really good, doesn't he? He's a 2.5-star player, 4.5-star potential. Like I said, I do like him. Then we signed Mavididi for 14 mil. He's kind of taking the Zaha role as a backup left wing. Can start up top for us as the pressing forward that we're talking about. I don't know if I'll actually use a pressing forward, but I do like that he can do that role for us. Looks pretty good. I'm glad to sign him. We signed him for a $14 million fee. So we spent some money. We don't have any transfer budget left. And I think the squad looks a lot better than what it did when we got here. The season preview still is about the same, though. But I am happy to sign Mavididi. Then we signed Kakaret from OL for 9.75, and this guy right here, I'm excited about him. He's going to be our box-to-box or ball-winning midfielder, most likely is what I'm expecting. But for 46, he's 46 to 51 million now, and signed him for 9.75. I'm excited about him. Love the work rate of him. Got good stamina. We can definitely go pressing and not be scared now. I'm kind of glad about that. I want to work with the tactic a little bit. I'm not sure what we want to go with at this point, but yeah, I really like that. And then I think the highlight of the season, or the highlight of the transfer special, that is going to be a backup right wing for us. We signed Yusuf Demir for 15 mil. 3.5-star player already. 4.5-star potential. Guys, we remember him on FM21. He was a beast. The only thing I don't like about him a little bit is his work rate's a little bit low, but everything else, man, I'm really excited about him. Playing him as an inside forward, I think he's going to we're going to have a battle on that right-hand side, ain't we? It's going to be a tough one. We're at the end of the season, or not at the end of the season. We're at the start of the season. Jesus Christ, hey, we didn't do much for a long time, and then all of a sudden it just hit super quick, and we still. I could sell players. I was really chuckled. Gahey got an offer from Dortmund for like 16 mil. No, thank you, sir. Get out of here. He was a little bit upset about that, but I did promise him, hey, if they come in with a $63 million bid, we'll sell you for that. Benkovic is wanted on loan for West Ham, and Levante wants him. Jack Butland, Bristol City came in. He didn't want to go, so I didn't really push it. Nathan Ferguson's wanted on loan. Honestly, I wouldn't mind that if we had a little bit more money to spend to bring up another center back. And but I'm not going to do it since we don't have that. But yeah, I think we done good. Eze, he's wanted by Aston Villa, West Ham, and Wolves. So a little bit of interest in him. But Elise's got a little bit of a battle on that right-hand side, doesn't he? We may end up playing with a number 10 now and playing him there and playing Yusuf Demir on the right-hand side. Because, wow, that was... I did not expect that. I seen Yusuf Demir's name pop up, and I seen the price tag that was with him, and I was like, yeah, we're going to make that work, even if we have to take some money out of the payroll budget to get it in, and that's what ultimately we had to do. But I'm thrilled with the signings we've done this season. I think, obviously some of them, like, I would have liked to done a little bit better, but yeah, I don't think we could have done much better than that for what we did. Honestly, I was surprised Yusuf Demir chose us over Man City. That was a bit of a surprise. And as I said, we'll take a look at the season preview. It's still kind of low. I think we're a lot better than that. They've got us projected to finish 16th. We could 16th, 15th. We're on the odds, same odds with Brighton. But yeah, that was. Wow. Did not expect it. I'm really excited about what we've got going forward now. I'm excited for this season. I'm excited for next season because, as I said, we would like to do it for 3 full seasons here at Crystal Palace. I did want to I got Mbappe for a freaking free. Wow. That's wow. Got him and Ronaldo. That's gonna be brutal, isn't it? That's not gonna be fun at all. Wow, that's gonna be tough. But I mean, I think upper mid-table this year, and I would be really ecstatic about that. As I said, I don't know if we get that done, but I'm actually like I've kind of not dreaded playing these matches, but I haven't exactly looked forward to them because we've really struggled here at Crystal Palace over the past year. But now that we've brought in some players that I actually really like, I'm really excited about it. Wow, my dudes, that was an intense transfer special for me. And I'm ecstatic about what this team has to offer going forward. I think our attack might be a little bit better this year. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below. And as always, my dudes, thank you for watching.